Davita, I'm so happy to have you here today for your one-on-one meeting. And I already asked you, what did you want to take from this? And my biggest thing is that I want to know, how passionate are you about becoming a published author?
I'm very passionate about it. I'm willing to put in the time. I'm willing to do the research and all the work that goes into it. Mm-hmm. And I know eventually I'm willing to put the investment that's going to be necessary financially. Mm-hmm. To become
that's good. That's good, because I was telling all the authors that we're going to be together. It's going to take, because I can tell that you have, how many pages do you have written into the book that you're going to write today?
Well, the book, the way I have it formatted right now, is about 13 pages.
It's great. So that's good for one-on-one each time we meet. If you could come up with 13 pages every time we meet, eventually we'll have a completed manuscript. Mm-hmm. Once we have a completed manuscript, then we will start talking about publishing, and I will be kind of going into it with you and seeing what we can cut out or tighten up, or just give you some of my ideas about it. So are there any questions about writing a book that you would like to ask today?
I have a few questions. Even during my writing, when I look at what I've written, with it being a compilation of different quotes and story, some of the quotes were actually written in first person. Some of them are just more like a recollection of my feelings. So I wonder, if I try to put all of them in one book, would it be trying to go in too many directions? Or should I actually take them and make them smaller, separate them and make them into separate books? Because again, just not sure how the reader would be able to follow part of it being in first person.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because I would say this to you. The guy in the group in California, the whosoever, who's coming to lecture to us, if you were doing a book derived from a chapter of Proverbs like he picked, that's one thing, because you can take each verse and it's still the same subject. It's Proverbs. You're doing it. And I will share his book and show you how he did that. But if you're talking about different segments of life, things that happen to you in life, I would say I would pick one thing and I would bring that story to life. Okay. Because if you can take your readers into too many different places. You don't want them. You want to make sure that once they pick your book up, they read it. You don't want them to pick it up and say, "Oh my God, what is she talking about now?" You're giving them too much. So if you have all those, you may have 14, 15 books there. So you want to take one life journey, and you want to bring that story to life. Now, whether it be, you got to decide whether it's going to be real, if it's fiction, or if it's a true life story. So that's the thing that you got to work on first.
Okay.
Once you do that, then you can embellish the story, especially if it's true. You can sit down and try to reminisce and go back to your life in your mind, and grandmother, who's so powerful in your life. You could talk about things that happened there. And we'll get into more of what you have written there, and then I can see if it ties into one. You do not want to have your book full of all kinds of sources, unless they all end up tying into the same subject.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the question I had as far as when I was looking at what I was doing.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to cut the tape today, and we're going to talk more one-on-one with each other on the work. And if you don't mind, I will not upload it. I will keep it running just for a few minutes, but I won't upload that. We're going to go to your work now.
Okay.